Hey everyone, sorry for being just a tad bit late. I just wanted to make sure that 598 was in the chat before we got started, and he is in the room, in the house. And thanks for joining the live stream. So this is the live stream for the X-Transbots Motormaster. So here he is in all his glory. Yeah, we're starting now. Sorry. So as I said, the big thing right now is that we have 598, the designer for X-Transbot toys, especially this figure right here, ready to go. So, Gravestone. The trailer's not. This is not the trailer for Gravestone. This is just the MP10 Year of the Horse trailer, just so I can show that they actually have a design here that matches the MP10 trailer. And I don't have my regular MP10 trailer available, but it's kind of cool that they have the availability. There are slots here that I'm guessing were intentional since they fit perfectly. So don't worry about that. I just wanted to show off that playability feature. But here he is, Gravestone, the X-Transbots Motormaster. He looks really, really nice, and he's really hefty. That's the first thing I noticed, even when I got the box from 598. The box was really hefty, so I posted on my Facebook page that this guy is about 1 pound, 5 ounces, 5.5 ounces, so very, very big. So right now, the trailer does sell separately, so this guy will be shipping first very soon, from what I understand. 598, are you there? I don't know if I've seen him post yet. I don't think so. So hopefully he'll chime in. But if you have questions during the stream, go ahead and type that in the chat, and he'll get to those when he can. Um, but yeah, it looks really nice. The paint job's really nice. This nice kind of glossy kind of black. It's really cool looking. Along the back here, you can see he has his tail lights, purple plastic here, nice metallic flake on his gas tanks, rubber tires, some translucent purple on the front up here as well, nice grill. And then his wheels actually do turn on the front side, which is nice. I think they stink out a little too much, but this is a sample, so I should mention that straight up. This is a review sample, so things and tolerances are probably going to be improved before they come out. Shark, the trailer's selling separately, and I imagine the rest of the combiner parts will come with that. So 598 could probably confirm that. But oh, there he is. Okay, there he is. He's responding. So let's go ahead and do some quick comparisons while you guys answer him some questions. Let's see here. Some of the obvious ones are for the MP10 mold. It's basically the same size. I'm sure they probably 590 probably used this as a reference, I would imagine, in terms of the scale he wanted to use. And so, scale-wise, they look really nice together. I don't have a ton of other stuff that I can compare it to, but here is Ocular Max's. You haven't missed much, Clinical. Here's Ocular Max's Onslaught. Obviously, the scale is very different here, but still quite nice to have. I also had... Where's the other... Oh, okay. The only other carbot I had is right here, the Bumblebee. And I have no idea how well this scales. I think it would be... He's a little small, but it doesn't matter. And again, for those just joining, the real benefit of this live stream is not to show this off. It really is to show off, to have 598, the designer, in the comment section, in the chat, so you can answer any questions that you might have. So definitely take advantage of that. You don't have to really just restrict your questions to this figure, but you can ask other questions as well. I find it more interesting if you ask them questions that are not just about the figure. I would bring out the other figures to compare, but I have them in robot mode right now, so I can't compare both, and I think more people are interested in seeing the comparisons in robot mode. All right, so as far as playability, there's not a whole lot in in alt mode. His smokestacks do move up and down. The sample is a little bit looser than I would like, but I'm sure they'll fix that up. I don't remember if 598 showed any weapon storage in this mode. I don't think there is, though. I mean, this can pretty easily just sit right there, but nothing nothing that like tabs in or anything like that. If you wanted to, though, he does have his little backpack pegs that flip out, and you could be kind of silly and store one of them like this. And then he would kind of have a little weapon up front, or his sword. Similarly, you could do that as well. Probably not the best use, but yeah, I guess that's an option. Hey TM, how's it going? Thanks for joining. The trailer is sold separately. T-Man, nobody wants your opinion. On the bottom, you do see that is basically his legs here, his crotch, and part of his abdomen here. But by and large, I really enjoy this one. So let's go ahead and actually get into transformation. 598, if you haven't been onto his channel, he's already shown this off both ways. So he's basically kind of stealing my thunder. But I'll go ahead and show off as well. And then again, go ahead and ask questions. They seem to be coming a lot quicker than I can probably keep up with. But again, 598 is really the man who should be answering questions here. So let's get into transformation. I'd like to deal with the side pieces here. Just flip them out. You can see there's a little tab there. Same thing like that on this side. And then these pieces up here and this smoke on the smokestacks are pegged in. The easiest way I found was just to kind of like pull apart slightly the arms and take one of these out one at a time, because they're tabbed in sideways like that. So I found that it was a bit easier to deal with it if I spread one of these apart and then pulled out. Of course, now, oh, there we go. Like that. And then he also has a slight ab crunch, which helps with some of the clearances and transformation. But you go ahead and pull that down like that. Coming down here, you have an over, under, or a hook tab here, as well as a tab section right in the middle. So just go ahead and pull those apart like that. And then we can start with the legs. So this will come around, clear there, flip down onto the side, covering up the wheels. And then you're going to want to collapse the smokestack. So let's do that. There is a tab here that's holding it in, so you just want to lift it up just slightly. Push that down like so, and this just rests like that. Then we'll take each of the legs separately. What I like to do is come to the side, open up. There's a big hefty tab that goes into the die cast leg, and there is a lot of die cast in this guy. Flip that in as well. Then we're going to pull this out because this tabs the foot in. And then you can actually rock or slide the foot forward. This piece here will make up the fake wheels, so you want to flip that out. This part is a little difficult. He basically has a double fold out toe or heel with a tool like a spudger just to push it out like that will help. Like that, and it does click into place there. And it's kind of interesting. They actually have a little tab here as well and slot. I can't see why they would use it for anything else, but you can use that to kind of lock the foot in place. I don't know why you would want to, though, because then you kind of lose some ankle articulation, but we'll get to that. They also have a slider here to extend the thigh out, and then you can rotate at the knee to get it facing forward. You'll see there's a little tab here. He didn't show it in his review, but this is actually on a rotational joint to kind of clean up the foot. It is very tight on one side. This one is a little tight. The other side's super tight. But yeah, once you have that done, you just close up the leg, tab it in there, then that's it. Pretty simple transformation overall. So again, open this up, flip in the front, flip in the gas tank, untab this, and you're going to slide this all the way forward, close this back up, deal with the wheel, get your little spudger, flip that out like so. And I think part of this heel might be die cast. Anyway, and then slide the leg completely out like so, closing it up and rotating it around. Again, it's a little bit easier for me on this side just because it's so tight to get this slot cleaned up, to push in from the front and then push out with the tool this way. There we go. Uh-oh. And then you can clean it up. But nice little detail to cover up some of the tab slots, like so. Jermaine, he's going to be released in January, I think, so very soon, right after the holidays, I believe. All right, so let's see here. Now we're going to go ahead and come up to the front. The arms, these white parts make up the arms, and they're tabbed into the side here. You basically just want to pull out to the side. Make sure your hips are, your abs are bent forward. You're going to pull these out. See these tabs that were also on the back. The one thing I always forget to do, so I want to do it right away, is the whole cab section is on a slider. So you want to slide that forward like you just saw, like so. And then reach in here. Don't pull on this. This is kind of thin plastic, so don't pull here. Pull kind of inwards, outwards from the inside here to unflip these two panels. And this one of these panels down here will come in and lock that into place. The same thing on this side. Again, I don't suggest you pull from here. You can see it flexing. Pull out from this way and close that up. All right. I might need to adjust my camera real quick. He's a lot bigger than I was expecting. So there we go. All right, from here, let's go ahead and pull the backpack apart and the top as well. All right, so the backpack is on a double hinge. You kind of want to rock it back, and then you'll see this hinge kind of fill in this piece. Same thing for this. This is going to rock down and back, but let's go ahead and deal with this first. Open up the chest panel, and then up here, pull down on this channel. Did I say chest panel? Open that up and then pull out the chest panel here. This entire chest is all die cast. Like here, these sections, I think the middle two, I think literally the entire chest panel is die cast and done really well. So let's see. Once you have that done, you're going to actually rotate this whole mechanism, which is the head, the grill, and so forth, through to the front of the body. These arm panels and sides of the cab are actually on sliders. You need to pull that out, extend it all the way to give you just enough clearance. Even with that, I find that there is some clearance issues here, mostly because there's like a small tab on these purple pieces. But if you work one at a time, one side at a time, it does go through pretty easily. Once you get to about here, you're going to want to pull down on this purple section and then straighten it out. And you can see there's like these small little ridges here. I think those are the pieces that actually are keeping it from very cleanly rotating through. All right, so from here, the wheels that could turn, you can actually just shove them in like so. All right, let's go ahead and deal with the backpack. Let's close up that section. And as I said before, the roof of the cab needs to rotate back until this piece fills in. So it was up like this. You want to rotate it back. And as 590 pointed out, there's some small pieces right here. The lighting is not going to be very good because I can't control that with YouTube. But there's small little pieces here that need to go underneath the joint here, the sliding joint. So just make sure on both sides you get those underneath. They're pretty easy to notice. And then this hinge will become flush. Push back on this double hinge to tuck this up and underneath. From what I can tell, there's no tabbing, but it's a very nice set of double hinges that actually lock this into place pretty well. All right, now we're getting very close. So let's go ahead and deal with the arms and the side of the cab. This section here is on a little tab. You want to fold this up, come to the back here, fold that, and then this little detail, this purple detail, you want to push that in and fold it back flat. Once that's done, you can flip all this up, and you can see there's kind of a clip here. You push this through, and that clips in right there. And that holds that panel in place from that side, and then the chest will clip in the front side to make it pretty secure. The arms are pretty interesting. You want to pull out on this, and you'll see that the arms are on the slider. And then the fists will rock around like this. This back panel will come up. Oh no, sorry. This white panel, you have to pull this one out first. You can tab this side in here. And then close this up while closing this piece. This piece will also tab into the other side of the fist. So once that's done, you rotate it around and straighten out his fist. And you can see his arm's done. Sorry, let me scooch this up a bit. Same thing on the other side. We'll go through it much quicker this time around. Fold this up, fold both pieces in, push in on that detail. Lock in the side view mirror through that slot. Open the arms. Make sure you flip out this white panel. And then both halves of the fist panel will tab in. Like so. Straighten this out. And rotate it around. And then lastly, you're going to flip this up. And this clip will clip on here on each side. And then there's a slot here for this purple tab to come in. So you're going to want to lift this up just a tiny bit. Clip that in and push that down. And with that, we have Motor Master in his robot mode. It's quite large, and again, very hefty. Let's see here. He does come with his weapons, as we showed before. And as I mentioned before, he does have these little pieces here that you can use to store his weaponry with those small pegs. Like that. And like that. Doing a quick 360. You can see he's very, very nice looking. He's very clean. I think overall, he's well proportioned. I know some people thought maybe the angle of the photo I posted, they thought his waist and his thighs were a little under proportioned. I could probably see that. Maybe his thighs, if they were a little bit bulkier, that might be a little bit better. I don't really mind his waist that much. But doing a quick 360, pretty clean. He does have a backpack, but it's a very different backpack than the Fans Toys Road King, which I reviewed a while ago. I actually don't have that figure. I think I mentioned that wasn't mine. That was Toy Dojo's. They asked me to do a review, and they've already taken that. So I don't have a Road King to compare, so I apologize for that. The only other eyesore that I see are the holes in the back of his shoulder. So this panel slides in to fill that up, but in robot mode, there is a gap there. And this indentation is needed for the fist to reside in for transformation. So that definitely is an eyesore. But overall, I think the backpack is very clean. It's very compact. Nothing's loose on it, so you don't have to worry about anything flopping around or anything like that. Oops, sorry. Yeah, and I like the outer detail. That's very show accurate. Yeah, so I haven't been keeping up with any of these. So Legend says Paik is really Keith. Yeah, that's definitely not it. All right, so let's go through. Oh, I guess I should show his weapon really quick. So you can go ahead and you can see he has pretty standard MP style tabs for his weapons. And they go into his fist very securely. He doesn't even need to close his fingers around. Same thing with the gun here. Like so. Even on this test shot, there's no issues with it falling out. And I really like the hands. We'll have to talk about the hands in a bit. But a lot of people like to know where I don't know. So 598. So this sword, I don't know if this was the final colors or not for this. Hey, 598, can you tell me if this is the final colors? Again, these are test shots, so I don't know if these are the final colors. I imagine the gun is, and then maybe he has a larger sword for combined mode. I really don't know. All right. He said not the final color, so. But as far as paint, if you guys were curious about paint, I think most of the cab, like all this is painted here. You can see it's metallic and glossy. His thighs are die cast, all of it, as far as I can tell, including the knee joints, appear to be die cast. I think the only bare plastic that I can see is this part of the crotch. Yeah, the crotch seems to be bare plastic. This little gray piece here, this not gray piece, kind of purpley piece here. This one here, his white pieces on his arms are all unpainted. But like I said, for the most part, I think most everything seems to be painted on this guy. Yeah, anything external to the cab seems to be painted. Oh, this small section, these space fillers that we saw before, don't appear to be painted. This tab came undone. There we go. But yeah, for the most part, he seems to be almost completely painted because most of it is external. And I do like the translucent purple details that he has everywhere. Those look really nice. So we'll go into quick articulation. He does have a swivel and oh, did I just break this? No, I don't think I did. I think it just came unpegged. And his head inside also is on a swivel there. I don't think it rotates separate from the box, but as you can see, you can rotate and you can get a little bit of up and down the seams. His shoulders are ratcheted. You can hear them like that. Ratcheted going out. He has a nice range. Bicep swivel. Oh, I forgot. He has a butterfly joint as well for both of his arms, which is nice. Those are that and the ab crunch are kind of the new hot articulation wannabes, right? So if you got ab crunch and you got butterfly joints in 2019, you're ahead of the game. His elbow is a single elbow joint, but it can go more than 90 degrees. His wrist swivels. He has a ball jointed thumb, as well as 2 additional points of articulation on his hands, which are pinned. And then his hands, I think X-Transbots makes the best hands. So his hands can splay out, as you can see here, with these really tiny screws holding these fingers in, but they can splay out, and they all also have 3 separate sections on each of the fingers. So you can really get a lot of cool posing here. It doesn't have like the backwards rotation or anything like that, but like I said, I think these hands are probably the best in the biz right now. So we talked about the waist, ab crunch goes a little bit, and then the rotation going around. Did I mess something up back here? Yeah, so he can get 360 on the waist, and he doesn't have to go one direction. Sorry, I had to make a jab at Goose there. You can flip out the hip skirts and get 90 degrees of ratcheted leg forward, almost 90 degrees back, 90 degrees out. And these are pretty sturdy. Like I have to shake it pretty hard before they start coming down. He does have a thigh swivel, very tight on this sample, a hidden thigh swivel. He does have that knee for transformation, but it's not really for, I mean, I guess you can use it. He does have a pretty good knee bend, single joint here, when it goes pretty deep. Nothing gets exposed. You can see the ratchets. So I think most of the joints that they have on this guy are ratcheted. Not the waist, and then not the butterfly joint or the swivels, but all the major joints that you would think of have that. And then the ankle, as I mentioned before, so it's interesting. It has kind of a tab and slot here. It's not like totally fitted, but it does kind of lock it into place if you want. But you do have an ankle tilt on the front, and then you have some forward, a little bit of back on this panel here. And then you have the heel stuff. So I think that's it for the front, unless I'm missing something. Oh, sorry, you have the actual toe front as well. So in addition to this panel, you have this ratcheted toe foot piece. So pretty good articulation. He can get pretty wide if you want him to, even with the actual heft that he has. I don't know that he can get all the way down with his knees, but he can get pretty far down. And with extra bit of articulation, you could probably have him look like he's holding his sword dual-handed, even though the handle's not that big. All right, so really quickly, let's go ahead and bring out his crew, just so you guys can see what he looks like with the crew. Sorry, I'm not actually answering any questions. I don't know. I don't remember how heavy Road King is. I think I did measure him in my review, but I didn't look back. This guy's 1 pound 6 ounces, and I don't have Road King. So if anybody has Road King, I think T-Man told me how much Road King weighed last time. Anyway, he might be able to. I think he is in the comment section or in the chat room. Can you make him interlock his fingers? That's an interesting question. I would think so, kind of because you can splay them and because you have the butterfly joint. I would imagine you should be able to get his fingers, quote unquote, interlocked. You're making me do some. If you guys didn't know, T-Man is very much into posable figures and articulation. So he's the type. So yeah, you can interlock his fingers. You can probably do a better job than this, but that's all the effort I'm going to expend for you, T-Man. All right. Oh. All right. Here he is with his team. And you can see just how large he is in comparison. This is probably not the best angle because I'm doing a top-down angle. It's probably a little bit better if I went a little bit lower on here. But you get the idea. They come up to about his mid-ab or so. Other comparisons, I've already shown this off in the Facebook post that I put, but here he is with Fans Toys Maverick, and they're almost like, I think they're basically head-to-head. They're basically head-to-head. I don't think there's really any difference in height. I do have Gravestone legs a little bit of a wider ace stance. But these two actually look really good together. Somebody showed, I think, Road King with Maverick, and Road King is, I believe, a decent amount taller, like maybe this much taller than their Maverick. So in terms of a leader scale of the combiners, I think these two actually look better. And it's been a while since I've handled Road King, so I don't think it'd be fair for me to do a direct comparison. I like both, and I remember I really did like Road King a lot. It does obviously a lot more since it combines the trailer and the bot into one transformation, as opposed to him just being the cab section. Here he is with MP44. So just a smidge taller than MP44. I would say maybe half a head or something like that. Comparing backpacks, his backpack is actually bigger than MP44's, but I would say in terms of, I guess, proportionally, this does still seem really odd. Because MP44 is a much thinner bot all around. All right. Shark, I haven't handled DX9's Capone yet. I'm not collecting that one. I'm actually collecting the X-Transbots ones, and I'm actually considering going back and collecting the Fans Toys ones after I handled Spoiler and Road King. But I'm already obviously 4 figures deep into X-Transbots, so I'm in on them. And again, I might go back and collect the Fans Toys ones. Oh, there's gonna be 2 versions? I didn't know that. Oh, that's cool. Well, I didn't know if that was news or not, but apparently there is um a toy version or toy color coming out. Wow, there's a lot of people in the stream. I don't know if I've had this many people in the stream before. 3 versions? What? All right. See, this is the problem with doing live streams. You guys are getting news in my stream that I'm not even able to read. 3 versions. What would the 3 versions be? Toy, tune, and what? Comic? I've been trying to transform this guy. Where have I been? If I want to just sit back and read chats, I could do that too. But I'm working. Oh, G2, G2. I forgot about G2. Don't care about G2. I'm not collecting those. Although I do have them, I think. I think I have 2 of them, a couple of them. The toy version will have remolded parts. Okay. All right. So real quick, well, not real quick, but if you guys have any questions about this robot mode, let it be known now, because I am going to transform him back for you guys back into cab mode. Yeah, T-Man, thank you for mentioning that. If you guys like the live stream, if you're here, please give it a thumbs up, a share, something, even a comment. Oh, side view, yeah, we've already done that, but here he is again, side view. Oh, it's not totally cleaned up from my handling, so I think this is all the way back. I think this is supposed to tuck in a little bit more. I'm probably messing something up, but it's pretty good. You see a little bit of wheels here, but overall his legs are very clean. For those of you again who asked, there's die cast right around here. Oh, Papa Zoinks. Yeah, this is a sample. So I did pop it off, but it looks like, yeah, it looks like they're working on tolerances. So it looks like there's some adhesive stuff here that's helping it. So that's what test shots are for, to finalize some of the tolerances. Like I said, even the smokestacks on one side is a little loose. So I don't know how long 598 has had this, but he sent it over to me right after he did his. So I very much appreciate that. Very much appreciate. Well, it's supposed to go to Toy Dojo, and Toy Dojo said just send it over to Paik. Rugelhide, I don't know if that question's for me. I only have messed with Road King in this one, and like I said, it's been a while since I messed with Road King, because like I said, that wasn't mine. Toy Dojo just asked me to review it, and I remember really liking it. I remember feeling very solid. The only stuff I remember very clearly was the backpack. Was pretty like long, and it was all the panels, but it was really impressive because they was able to do the whole truck and the cab. They did a good job, just like X-Transbots, with the trailer being able to transform to a foot and then have it still be large enough for the cab. And they both did a really good job with the faux wheels. I think I did remember Fans Toys did something with the headlights as well, but I don't distinctly remember. There was like, you can flip it out or something like that. I don't know anything about Capone. I've seen pictures of him, and he looks pretty good. I think it's kind of funny how parts of him make up the front of the cab. Like his head is hidden in the very front of the trailer. So I think this is an interesting choice. They all 3 do something a little bit interesting with the transformation. For some reason I remember Road King not being that difficult to transform, other than being very panely. This guy I think is very intuitive when you transform him. There's a lot of stuff that just makes sense, and there's not a lot of stuff. So in the past, I've said about 598s, and I think I've said that to 598 before. He has probably some of the best robot and alt mode like accuracy. But I remember saying that sometimes his transformations are a little too complex that make it seem like you could have lost a little bit in either mode and still be okay and not have as frustrating a transformation. But I think more recently, that's not the case, especially with this guy. I think his transformation is very easy, pretty fun, and you don't really lose that much in either mode. Like I said, the only big things that bother me in this mode are the gap in the back of the shoulder. But other than that, I guess to a degree this, because it's a different color. Not a huge deal to me though. And I think the head sculpt's really nice. Hey, 598, is he going to come with like a different head sculpt or anything like that? Or face, alternate face or anything? I think the face looks really good. Roking wasn't difficult at all, but all the steps. He'll come with 3 faces. So in addition to these weapons, so I'm clearly behind because other people are answering these questions. Yelling and laughing. Okay. Tasman says, would love to see a defensor come from X-Transbots. So make it happen, 598. All right. So if people don't have any more questions, or if I missed them, I apologize. We're going to go ahead and get back into alt mode to finish off the review. That way we don't have... that way we don't spend too much of 598's time. So we're going to try to keep it under an hour. Try to keep these live streams under an hour. All right. So let's go ahead and start. I actually like dealing with the legs first, just because they're super simple here. So we'll go ahead and do that first. So let's go ahead and fold in the heel, tuck this in up. This should go up and in. Okay, there we go. I thought I was breaking something. Fold in the faux tires. So they're like so. Open this up, slide this back and in. And then this tab will lock in here. You want to rotate this leg so that these 2 slots line up identically. And then we'll lift this up. And we can deal with these parts later. But we're going to go ahead and fold this down like that. Oh, very quickly, because I always forget. Remember, there is a rotating joint here that hides the tab. There we go. Luckily, this side is the easy side, so I can rotate that with my hands pretty easily. And this is the tab side. The other side on the other shin is the slot side. So let's go ahead and do that again. Open this up, flip these out. Get the heel flipped in, tucked in there. Rotate this in. Slide the foot all the way back. And then close up that panel. Rotate the leg 90 degrees like so. And close this up. Did I miss something? There we go. Oh, I'm dumb. I didn't collapse the legs on either side. Come on. Oh, so very important point. Again, I didn't rotate this out. You need to rotate these out or else the legs won't collapse. So my apologies. Remember, I haven't had this figure very long. So let's go ahead and rotate this through. Hopefully the tolerances will be a little bit better because this one on this side is super tight. So yeah, there we go. That's why that one wasn't closing up. And then same thing on this side. I totally forgot to collapse the leg. Like that. And then this under over tab can go in like that. And then both those two tabs can lock in. Rock in? What? Okay. All right. Coming up to the front, let's go ahead and deal with the chest. We have to get rid of the chest first. So we want to lift this up and pull this down. You can go ahead and collapse them. And again, just as a highlight, this entire chest panel is die cast, all three sections from what I can tell. So you want to do that. While we're already in here, you can go ahead and pull out the wheels like so. All right, let's go ahead and deal with the hands now. So you just want to open up this section, flip this around, and close this up like so. This piece will fold in on itself. And this is where it gets interesting. You rotate this arm 90 degrees, collapse this in, bend at the elbow 90 degrees, and then just get the hands kind of curled up into a fist. And then this section should just sit into this cavity. That's why there's a little indentation there. And this should kind of sit all square. All right. All right. Have the arm rotated this way because this will tab in here eventually. First thing we want to do though is we want to unclip the shoulder joint. Once that's through, that slot here will need to be filled up. So you want to push this filler all the way through until it tabs into place. There is a definitive click that locks it there so it's not just flopping around. Open this, tab that in here. And as I said, there is a little hole here and this little tab which will form up the side of this, this cab. All right, same thing on this side. Open up this panel, this one as well. Flip this back and down. This one will go in here. Rotate the arm to the back, collapse it, and then get the fist all jumbled together. And then have it reside like so. Unclip this piece, fill in the gap, open up this section and tab it in there. And once you're all done, rotate this up, and you can see this piece will kind of reside in like that. All right, let's get this section down on its double hinge, and then get this up and out. Remember, these things have to come out from underneath those shoulder joints. Up front now, we can actually rotate this in. So remembering to have these slider joints all the way out. We got to flip these up. And then, oh, sorry, we got to open these sections here. You got to flip this down just partially, just enough so that when you flip this panel up, oops, pop the head off again. Once you flip this panel up, so it sits 90 degrees, that clears this front part. And then going this way is a lot smoother. It's rotating out that I find there's more clearance issues. So there we go. And then you can tuck in this section. There is a tab that will lock the die-cast chest piece in place, like so. Once we're back here, we can rotate the double hinge forward and then close up these sections. The rotational joint should allow you to tab that in. There we go. This piece will rock forward and tab in there. All right, coming back here, these side panels, flip this up. And here we have those filler pieces. You want to fold this piece in just slightly on both sides and then tuck them in. And once you do that, just press it so that they straighten out. Or they should straighten out. There we go. There we go. And the section that I always forget is that we need to push the whole cab backwards. Backwards for this mode. for this part of this transformation. Flip it backwards, and now we can just fold these side panels in. They tab in here and here. Remembering to use the ab crunch because you need that little bit of clearance to make it a little bit easier. Get these pieces on the outside. Or actually, you could leave them in. Honestly, that's probably easier. And then we'll just tab these sections in. They should be on sliders. Remember that we saw before? The slider pieces should allow you to tab these sections in. There we go. There's one. Did I not push the trailer all the way back? The cab does need to be pushed all the way back. Okay, there we go. Now it's all cleaning up. There we go. All right. Rotate it forward. Tab this section in here. Tab this section in here underneath. And lastly, these pieces here. We're going to straighten this out. Come to the side. Rotate this through. Oh, actually, we can't do that. I'm dumb. Because we need that ab crunch here just to get a little bit of clearance. Tab this in. Same thing on this side. Tab this in. All right, now we can straighten these out. Straighten out the ab crunch so that we can tab this section in, and then these, again, these smokestacks will peg in here. And then I think it's easiest to deal with these one at a time because they do, again, tab in at the side. So just do that. Make sure this is pegged in. There we go. These are locked, and you can extend these. And with that, sorry, that took a little bit longer than I was expecting. We got Gravestone back in his alt mode. So yeah, finished a little bit sooner than an hour, so hopefully we have a little bit more time with 598. I use Space Claim for my TF work. Huh. I don't know what that is. It's probably some a design tool. Hey, 598, don't listen to I Still Function. He is a well-known troll, a good-natured troll, but he's always asking me to transform MP36. So that's the type of troll he is. Yeah, purple and black. Everybody likes purple and black. Yeah, the cab mode looks really nice. There's not a lot of kibble or anything, really. There's not a lot of gaps. You have a little bit here, but overall, very clean looking. And he even has one of those, what are those things called? Like those back plate things on trucks? I don't know what they're called. Master Hoarder, don't be an I Still Function. There's no additional functionality like the door opening or anything like that, so you can't stick Spike in there or anything. Fifth wheel? I don't know what the fifth wheel means. Oh yeah, I like MP36. I mean, it definitely has its issues. Open the windows and all. You can't open anything. I guess you could open the front here, but that's not really opening the windows. That's like, I don't know if you're supposed to do that though in this mode. I feel like, oh yeah, because you're gonna interfere here. You really need that for the transformation. And most of these sections will tab in up here. So. No, nothing like that. I don't think I locked this in place. Yeah, so there is a tab here that locks this in place. I clearly didn't push it in. Like this one, you can see I'm tapping and it doesn't go in. This one, I didn't pay attention. I didn't tap it in. I didn't lock it in, apparently. So. Oh, okay, there we go. You can hear it obviously click. No, this is not Road King. This is Gravestone. Road King is Fans Toys version. Can you pull in the trailer for reference? Yeah, sure. So again, I showed it off in the beginning, so if you guys are joining late, he is compatible with these two slots right here with the MP10 trailer. I currently only have the Year of the Horse one out of storage. It is kind of hard to see, so I'm just trying to go by feel. There we go. But it does tab in, and since the front wheels do move on this guy, he can do nice turns. It doesn't look like it fully clears. Oh yeah, it does fully clear. So well done on that. Yeah, the only other thing, I wish the wheels would on this hinge or this panel would lock into place a little bit more. Right now, it's just kind of loose. Again, that might be something that is going to be fixed or added during the final run. Oh, Con Richard. So you're asking what his official name is? So his official name is Motormaster. Yeah, sorry, I don't have all my Stunticons are in robot mode, so I can't transform. So I can't do a comparison very easily. I did do some comparisons earlier with Bumblebee here and MP10, both of which are about the same size. So sorry, I can't. Unfortunately, with live streams, I don't have the magic of editing that allows me to use the same toy for both robot and alt mode comparisons. The only Autobot I have in alt mode is this guy. So I know you guys are expecting my handy dandy go-to streak, but I do not. Is there a combined mode out of the box? I have no idea how this would. I didn't even try to investigate how this would work in combined mode. It's probably not something that 598 could easily. Streak. I probably had streak way before you. Relax, TM. I don't even know what it would look like, to be perfectly honest. It's probably not something. Pig, where is the camera and where are you standing? How do you guys do this? I'm always the camera's right in front of my face, but luckily I'm just using my phone, so it's not that big. Yeah, I imagine he turns into some kind of cube or something like that, since I know the trailer will make up most of the frame. Kind of like Capone, I would imagine. But I really didn't look into the renders on how this would actually work. I mean, we could probably mess around with it, but, well, you know, if 598 wants to reveal some secrets, he can. I'm trying to think how in the world it might actually fold into a cube. The one that I showed with Road King, I think I'm pretty spot on with that one. So I had a hypothetical one there on Road King. How would this even work? Because the legs won't go up like that. Hey, 598, did you mention how this actually works? I'm trying to see how would this work? Yeah, I don't know. This is more like a metallic, very dark gray, but I probably would say it's closer to black than gray. Maybe it's just something like this. I don't know. So see, he's not trying to reveal some secrets yet. So I'm trying to see how this might even work. Because the ab crunch doesn't really allow for anything. I wonder if it's one of those things where you don't even need Motormaster. Yeah, the trailer will have the combiner parts. I mean, it could go something like this, but this looks kind of funky, right? Because his knee doesn't bend enough. He says it's not that magical. Yeah, gearwalk mode. We can do gearwalk mode. Everybody seems to be obsessed with gearwalk mode with like primes. I don't really know why. Let's do gearwalk mode because we do have a little bit of time. We won't go all the way there, but Because he doesn't have a full ab crunch, he only has about like 30 degrees. We can't get him totally gear walked out. But I guess we can just deal like this. All right, since we've already gone this far. Oh, I didn't get out his heel. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Heel. All right, there we go. Yeah, honestly, with all these figures that are doing combined modes that are using additional parts, I don't think it's going to be anything crazy. Like the Road King one looked really hideous. It wasn't even like a box. It was just like his legs splitting up. But here's gear walk mode. Dur, 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 dur. Trying to see if I can balance him like this. Oh yeah. All right, now I'm just goofing off. So we have a couple more minutes before we hit the hour mark. I'm sure a bunch of people are probably interested in watching that big movie that's coming out. You guys probably have tickets, so I'm not going to waste too much more of your time. Last call for questions to 598 or to myself. Otherwise, expect a full review on this guy once he comes out. I'll show off the combined mode as well. How does the plastic feel? Is it smooth and nice, or is it like chocolatey and 3D? Why would it be chocolatey and 3D plastic printed? No, it's actually really nice. Nice and smooth. It does have metallic flake. Like I said, a lot of die cast in this guy at 1 pound, 6 ounces-ish. Yeah, it feels very, very nice and smooth. So he's way heavier than I was expecting him to be. I guess that might be a concern for combined modes if he does make up the core bot, because, well, I guess we really have to see what the frame is like. These guys aren't too hefty, and they make up like the arms, and then he makes up the leg, one of the legs, I think. Right? Yeah, I think he makes up one of the legs. They're not too hefty, so we'll see how this frame works. Did 598 mention when the trailer is going to come out? I think it like maybe it's going to be like first quarter of 2020, right? Yeah, 598's like very clever retro intros, TV shows are very fun. I'm not that clever and not that honestly, I'm too lazy to go through all that trouble for you guys. Oh, Karamoko Lopez. Oh, selling Road King. All right, that's pretty bold. I like Road King. I just don't remember if I would like him enough to go ahead and buy him back. I like how 598 says, I work at home alone. Hey, Antoine, how's it going? I think he added that alone part just to make us feel sorry for him a bit. Those intros are all I got. That's funny. All right, so last call for questions for 598 so we can get him back to the dungeon so he can keep working on other figures for us. Again, thank you for the time, 598. I really appreciate it. Thank you for, again, sending this figure over to me, or also Toy Dojo, I guess, theoretically, and then letting me share it. So if you guys are interested in this guy, like the review, please be a patron of my sponsor, Toy Dojo. They're the ones that make stuff like this happen. Otherwise, you guys wouldn't be getting some of this live stream early previews of like Ocular Max stuff or MMC stuff, X-Transbot stuff. I mean, if I recall, I was the lucky one that got to review X-Transbot's Apollyon before everyone else. So this doesn't happen by luck. It happens through hard work and relationships and trust building and so forth. So it takes a lot of guts to actually allow to be confident in your figures enough to allow people to come and review them early and stuff like that. So again, thanks a lot, 598, and X-Transbots. So thank you, Keith. If you're watching this, we appreciate it. Bum, 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 bum. There we go. And there we have him back again for a third time in his alt mode. For the most part, I probably have some things that are not as clean as they could be. I'm thanking myself. Did I thank myself? Yeah, I thank myself. Of course I thank myself. Thanks, Bon Jovi. Thanks to everyone who stopped by. Toy collector. What does the trailer transform into? It transforms into a base, I believe. Uh, 598 is the designer, Zentron. Yeah, he was answering questions, being nice. Oh yeah. What's it called? 598. I'm also very interested in Springer. I've been waiting on that guy for a while. And your cup. I don't have a cup in my collection right now. So yeah, where's cup? Springer, I really like my Ocular Max one now, so that ship might have sailed, but Cup, he still needs a place. Both are coming. That doesn't give me any information. All right, all. So I think that we've taken up enough of 598's time, and you've definitely taken enough of my time. So I appreciate everyone coming in, all 150 of you at one point. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Head on over to 598 Robots channel. I did link that in the description. Subscribe to him, give him a thumbs up, watch his videos. It's always great to see him actually show stuff early. So I appreciate that. And I think that's it. Shout outs to my buddies who always come in here, like Clinical, I Still Function. Antoine's usually in here. Greg is usually in here. I think he's at Star Wars right now. But TM Reviews, T-Man, everybody, I really appreciate it. So love doing the live streams. We'll be continuing them again. Blast Off will be coming soon, so keep an eye on it, okay? Keep an eye on my channel. Make sure to subscribe and click that notification bell. I also usually leave a date a couple days in advance on Facebook, as well as Twitter, and also on the YouTube community tab. So make sure that you keep an eye out for that. That should be coming very soon before Christmas, okay? Don't worry, Eddie. This is going to be uploaded afterwards, so you'll be able to watch the whole thing in its entirety, and you can skip through all my jibber jabber. So that's all. That's all for today, everyone. Hope you have a good one. Thanks again, 598.